Wears the clothes, beauty overloads, definition of a star. You might have seen it on every cover of every magazine, but can't nobody get up with me. There she go. There she go.
Can't nobody get up with T.
Who that?
Me.
Hey.
All right.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Big Mama Energy. I'm Brittany.
And I am Tia. And we are back with another video.
We back with a video. Period. It's been long. It's been a long time.
Yes, it's been a long time. Honestly, the video that we're giving to you today, this is actually going to be our second time recording it. We recorded it outside, and the sound was just trash.
The sound was trash, but the fucking image, excuse my language, but the image, the video was
it was really a good video.
We was giving y'all garden tea.
Yes.
Honestly,
yeah,
flowers.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
It was really nice, and we're really sad that we had to trash that video because we can't
use it. We didn't have a microphone, so all you heard was the wind.
The wind and Mr. Softy.
And Mr. Softy in the
background. And Mr. Softy wasn't paid, you know.
Right.
But it was just the wind was so terrible.
Yeah.
Like over our voices and us trying to talk. It is just, it was bad. But now we know, you know. It was a mistake. Now we know what we need to do
if we want to
record outside. So yeah, so we're back.
But we're back for the second time.
Before we get into this video, go ahead and subscribe. Okay.
Do it now.
Go ahead, subscribe.
You know you love us. Let's go.
All right.
Okay.
What are you waiting for?
Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Let's go. Okay, sissy, so what we talking about? What is the video that they've been waiting for?
This is surviving a Gemini.
You know we did not forget about y'all. Okay?
We did. How could we?
We did not forget about y'all.
Y'all wasn't going to let us forget about y'all.
Not at all. Not at all. Because y'all Geminis be Gemini.
Gemini
24/7.
24/7. Honestly, there are a lot to deal with.
And they are.
There are lots. We just want to get into it because, I know that it's Gemini. I swear every season I can feel. Because, like, I've been a bad bitch all season. Okay? I've been bad bitch all season. Feeling myself. I know we're amongst the Geminis. Because that's just how I feel.
Right.
All right? That's how I'm vibrating. And, you know, Geminis are special people. I do hold them near to my heart. I feel like it's usually an instant connection. Because we're air signs. I'm an Aquarius. So I feel like we just be clicking most times. They're cool as shit. But they got that other side to them. So it's like a double-edged sword. You know, it's like they're very nice, very friendly. I feel like Geminis are a people person, whatever you want to, you know, they get along with most people for the most part. Like they can spark up a conversation. You know, if you bring them in the room, they're going to typically have a good time. Right. They definitely there to turn up.
Yeah, and it's crazy because my rising sign is actually Gemini.
And it makes sense.
Which is crazy.
It makes sense.
It does make sense. It definitely does make sense, for sure. However, you know, with me and Gemini's like hot and cold. Like I've said before, we expressed this. We've talked about Geminis before. Or we talked about like certain situations and the person happened to be a Gemini.
Right.
And like some of my worst experiences has come from Gemini people. Well, men to be.
Gemini men to be exact.
To be exact. Women, I typically don't have any problems with Gemini women. Except for one that I work with, but
she be Gemini.
That's hardcore. She must be the epitome of a Gemini. Like she be drawing. Like she be drawing.
Is her birthday May or June? Do you know?
I think her birthday is June. I think her birthday was last week.
Because it's a difference. It really is.
Yeah, I think her birthday was last week. So yeah. So you want to continue with your story?
Listen, you go ahead.
So, with me, let's talk about it. So,
let's talk about a survival story.
All of them.
Fucking survival
all
stories.
of them is survival stories, okay? So as y'all know about my video or our video, he stole from me. Yes, he was a Gemini. Okay?
Goddamn Gemini.
So yeah, he stole from me. Total violation. Total violation. And it was weird because it was definitely a vibe, like you said. When you meet Geminis, typically it's an instant connection. Now, at first they might be a little bit standoffish, or they might be a little bit more reserved until y'all spark up a conversation.
Right.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But with this one in particular guy, we met through social media, so it wasn't like, you know, it was like a in-person experience, like we seen each other and then we just was like, oh, okay. But you know, he hit me up. I liked his energy. He came out very masculine, and I like that in a man. It's so hard to find super masculine men that are not afraid to be, you know, a little sensitive, have a soft spot for you. That's what I like in a man. So he was giving that to me. So I was like, I was vibing. I said, okay, I'm here for that. You know, we hit it off instantly. And then it was one of those things where we were just always together. I was always at his house.
And he just was like, you never left him.
Huh?
It was like an instant, like, as soon as y'all met, y'all was together every day, damn near.
And
like,
it was crazy. Yes, I knew that he was a little rough around the edges from his, like, you know, history. Like, we talked or whatever. I knew that, you know, he had history and things that he got into or did do in the past. And I mean, to my knowledge, it was in the past. But as we progressed and we continued to get to know each other, I mean, it was certain conversations that was had, and I'm like, all right, he's triggered. I think I was telling you about the one time this guy had posted a video talking about, you know, men mooching off of women. He was very triggered by that video. Very triggered by that video. And then proceeded to say, like, how women, you know, it's nothing wrong with, you know, a woman doing for a man. And it is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But however, are you living off of a woman? You want a woman to take care of you? That's a difference than, you know, having a supportive partner and somebody that doesn't mind helping you out if you're in hard times. I don't know what he thought was going on in that situation. I don't know if he thought I was going to be the type of woman that's going to be cutting checks and just giving you money. A lot of people see me and automatically feel like, oh, she just got so much money. No. That's like, don't count my pockets. You shouldn't think I'm broke. You shouldn't think I'm rich. No, nothing. Whatever you see is what you see. But like, don't assume that I just got it and I got it for you. That's not what we're going to do. So anyway, he stole $50 from me.
That's a petty thief shit.
Petty thief, broke nigga shit, dirty nigga shit.
And it was like stolen, try to help you find it type shit.
Yeah, in a way, because so I was at his house. We was both up. We had a wonderful night, and then the next day he had to go to get his ID or whatever, get an ID, and. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So I was still at his house. I woke up because one of my employees had called me. He was sick. So I was about to have to go into work on my day off. So I don't know why I jumped up, started to get myself together. I immediately looked into my jacket pocket. Okay? In my jacket pocket, I had my debit card and I had $50. The $50 was cash back that I had got, and it was for my mom. Because I wound up spending money that was for her. So I was replacing it. So the money was gone. So I'm like, all right, where is this money? Because I know it was in this pocket. You know, I'm not one to really lose money. And if I do, like, I know, you know, I for sure know that I lost. Exactly. I'm like, dog, I did not lose this money. And my debit card was still there. So I'm like, if my debit card is still there, the $50 should still be there. Looked on the floor where I threw the jacket over. Nothing's on the floor. At that point now, I'm going to do stuff, look for it in stuff that I know for a fact that it's not in, like my bag. I'm like, I know it's not in my bag. I know it's not in my purse. I know it's not in my spend the night bag, whatever. I know it's not there. So immediately after that, I called my sister, Britt. I said, I had
He called me
$50.
up.
I had $50 and then that joint going. Sister like that nigga took it. She
I
took it immediately.
I'm like, oh, he stole your money. Because if you said it was there, I understand you could drop your money out your pocket and things, but if you know it was there when you came in that, household. Right. And no, it ain't there, like, where's the money at?
Exactly. I called him though, and that was it. And you know what? I think I called you after the fact. Okay. After the fact, I called him. Okay. So I called him. He did not answer. So I texted him, and I didn't accuse him. I just was like, hey, I had $50 in my pocket. It's not there. Did you see it? Like, it's not in my pocket. Right. I can't find this $50 that I had in my pocket, whatever. He never said nothing. Then that's when I called you.
Right, because you're like, man, you ain't even replying.
Yes, and then after that, I think, I was like, he's still not calling back. He's not texting back. And I was ready to just leave. I was like, this nigga stole from me. I'm out. Sissy was like, no, just stay. See what he want to say when he come back.
Because he got to come back. He got you in his crib.
This is his house.
Like.
Child, never came back. Never called back. Never
you was there for
and
a
I was
while.
there for a minute. I wound up going back to sleep for a little bit. The wait.
Same.
Nigga never came back. Never nothing.
Never
so I was
responded.
Like, yeah, you stole my money. And then he went and lied and said his phone was stolen or
he lost his phone.
It was just really weird.
Some really off the wall shit.
Really off the wall. It was weird. Come to find out, his phone was never stolen because it's a little thing in iPhones where you could go and you can automatically make your phone come up as restricted. Your number. So I made my phone come up restricted. Called his phone. He answers the phone. The phone that he lost,
allegedly.
Yeah.
He brought his sister into the lie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was on a move.
Yeah, he brought his sister into the lie. He started messaging me from his sister Instagram. It was just very weird.
It was weird.
It was strange. And I was over it. And then after that, he continued to try to pursue me.
Which was very weird. You just took money from me, sir.
You took money from me, then you lied, then you want to say you had your phone stolen. Like, it was just weird. Then Valentine's Day come around, he sends me a picture of some teddy bear and some chocolate. So, can you come get your Valentine's Day gift? Boy, you are crazy.
How about you give me the money that you took from me? Like, how about that?
Yes. So that's one of my Gemini survival stories.
She barely made it out, y'all. That was, come on. It was cringy as hell.
It was very cringy.
Like,
do you want to go on one of your stories and then I'll go back? I got a lot to talk about the Gemini.
Stories, man. Now, I talked to a Gemini. It was weird because, like, let's see. It started off as a friendship. I did not know that this man liked me at all. Like, he really was my homie. Like, we was cool as shit. Up in school or whatever, he used to talk to like a bunch of girls. I just never thought like I was his type, whatever. So we was just cool. But when we came home from school, like, he hit me up and he was like, I always been feeling you. And I'm like, what? Like, it took me back. I'm like, wait. Like, mind you, we clicked instantly at school because that was my homie. Like, he was cool as shit. You couldn't tell me nothing about him. That was my nigga. So when we got home and he was like, I was always feeling you, I just was like, what? So I was shocked. Like, I mean, I know I look good and everything. Yeah, okay. But I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's cool. And he was just the home, you know what I mean? He never tried to talk to me, so it was just like, I'm just like, all right, they cool. You know what I mean? He was cute, but he was just cool, whatever. So anyway, we started dealing with each other. It was hot and heavy, child. Once he told me that shit was up. Like, he was at my house every day. Like, that was bae. I swear to God, that was bae.
That's how it be.
Instantly. Like, that shit was instant. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about that man. Like, and vice versa. It was just crazy. That crazy ass chemistry between an Aquarius and Gemini. Gemini in general, I feel like they get along with everybody for the most part. But like, he told me, but they definitely choosy. Know that. So like, I feel like if they fuck with you, they fuck with you the wrong way because they don't fuck with everybody. Like, on some relationship shit, you know what I mean? I feel like they really don't. Like, they don't fuck with everybody. But if they do, they gonna let you know. And they not gonna play about you. That's the vibes that I got from him, He ended up moving. So, it was like, we couldn't take it to that next level. We both was younger. And we wasn't about to do no long distance. We tried to do the long distance thing. But it was like, look, I'm young. We was in our young, probably early 20s. Like, nobody was...
Right.
Listen, you know what I mean? Like, I might have even been like 19.
Okay.
Come on. So we ended up just becoming like cool. You know what I mean? It was still love though. It was still love. Like every time I talked to him, man, it was like we never left, you know? So he had kids, I had kids, you know, we went on to do other things, but it just was like, every time I talked to him, it was just all love. Okay. Period. He would check on me, I would check on him. So like that was a good kind of like interaction and experience that I had like with a Gemini. Like he was even like telling people that he dealt with, like, no, that was my first love. Da, da, da.
Oh, what?
Like, yeah, he was carrying that shit. Like, but yeah. So that experience I feel like was good. The only thing was like when we didn't agree, like if we had a disagreement, it was like we had to agree to disagree because like I think I'm right and you think you right, and all right, well, we just not gonna talk. Like that's how it would be sometimes. Like I'll be like, I'm not talking to you because you know my nerves. Like, you know what I mean? But other than that, it was all good. It was all good vibes.
Okay.
With that Gemini.
Okay. So the first Gemini, to my knowledge, that I ever talked to, I met him at work, and he was quiet when we first met. I was doing my job. One day we worked together. Like, we normally didn't work on each other's shifts. He was a little newer, and he normally didn't work on my shift. And one day he came in to help on my shift or whatever. So he was the only one working with me. It was only us in the store or whatever. So it was quiet, and I think I asked him a question. I just happened to ask him a question, and it was up from there. Like, literally. It was like he was waiting. He was waiting for me to say something.
That's how they be. That's how they be.
And as soon as I said something to him, it was up. Like, could not get this man to stop talking to me. Okay? Yeah. Then he started, like, flirting. And, like, I was like...
You're like, what?
Because Geminis are very fucking flirty.
They are. They are very flirtatious.
Very flirtatious, okay? And, yeah.
They flirt for fucking fun. Like,
it's a sport at this point, yeah. Because I was like... I was taken back by it because, like I said, he was just super quiet, and then now all of a sudden he turned right up on me. I was like, oh, okay.
Turned it up a notch. He was like,
okay. And then after that, it was like, next thing you know, again, it's the connection. Always together. We was on dates all the time, going everywhere. Like, and if you know me, it's not many people. Not many people in general. But especially not many guys that have ever been in my home.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even play all of it.
Right.
He was in my home. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Actually, he been in my room. Like, I don't play those type of games. Right. I was like, okay, yeah. It was definitely a vibe. But then, as Sissy said, that other side, like, they definitely start Gemini. I remember one day, we was out on a date. And it was going so good. Like, so good. He started Gemini. I don't know if he was in his head about something. I don't know. But it shifted his attitude. Like, if they're feeling a way, sometimes I don't know what to do with their emotions. Or how to process it sometimes. So even if it's not necessarily you, just then bothering them makes them feel some type of way. And sometimes I don't want to be the fuck around him. Because he started Gemini and he made me get mad.
Because he transferred that energy.
He transferred that energy and then got mad that I was mad. Like, it was just too much. And then that whole night after we like went our separate ways after the date, now we like texted each other like mad as shit or whatever. But it was like so much passion and love in the messages still too. It was just a fucking
It was a lot. That's what I'm saying. When you was messing with a Gemini, it's gonna be a roller coaster. It's gonna be a lot. Yeah, it made me feel like, I know y'all seen The Notebook. It was giving that. Like, it was really giving like that passion. We beefed, exactly, but it's just that passion was still there. It was so intense, like, and it was crazy. But then, like, the lies started to trickle in. One thing that I definitely will say I've noticed and learned about Gemini, because a lot of people say, you know, that they're two-faced. I don't think that it's two-faced. I think that they just have two different sides to them. And
It might be a little dark on the other side.
It's their darker side. It really
might be
is.
a little dark on the other side.
It is the darker side.
And that's just
it's the light versus the dark. And I feel like a lot of us have that in us.
We all have light and dark.
For sure, it's duality. But like they should be prominent.
Yeah.
Cause the one I was talking about, my old boo, first of all, the motherfucker was crazy as shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. And I never really saw that side. And I never really knew what people was talking about. That man was crazy as shit.
See?
And be a couple times he'd be booked. And I'm like, damn, you booked? What did he be doing out here? Like,
see,
yo.
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, this man was married. He was married.
How you find out?
Somebody at work brought it up.
I know he was like, what?
Yeah, so apparently he wasn't married at the time they was not together. Okay. Because his wife, ex-wife, whoever she was to him, I don't know. She lived in a different state. That's where he was living from. That's where he came from. Okay. So, I mean, they weren't together, but I feel like you should have told me that information.
Because he wasn't divorced yet.
Because you wasn't divorced.
Yeah,
like, you wasn't divorced. Then, after I found that out, he then told me that he was sick. So he told me he had cancer. That's not something that you play with.
It's not.
It's not something that you play with. And I feel like he was just throwing certain lies out there to kind of like cover.
Okay.
Cause like you got another life. Like it was definitely giving double life vibes after a while. And I feel like his past was coming back. And you were trying to make up excuses,
right? And
they were really crazy,
dramatic shit,
exactly,
like very extreme, shit.
Very extreme excuses. And I guess it was extreme excuses because when somebody says they're sick and have, you know, like that, right, you don't question it, right? Because you would never think that somebody would lie about something like that. So I feel like when people do extreme severe lies, they do that for that reason because they know that nobody's really going to question that. Right. You know what I mean? But when something ain't sitting right in my spirit,
you gonna question it.
I'm gonna question it.
Yeah. But that's a Capricorn. The Capricorn gonna get down to the bottom of it. Let me be very clear.
So, yeah. So there was that, and then also he lied about having kids.
He told you he didn't have kids.
So to my knowledge, he didn't have any kids. Then he left. He moved. He moved back to where he was from or whatever. He up and left. And every now and again, because we stopped following each other on social media, everything. And then I don't know why guys do this, but every now and again they would like pop up. And like look at my stories, go to my page, message me like random stuff. So he like randomly messaged me on Facebook, and I went to go look at his page, and on his page you got a whole picture of a kid. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and the kid looks just like you, son, boy. So I asked you if it's your kid, you say no. I can't have kids. He said he had a vasectomy. Yep. And damn sure enough, he has 2 kids.
Like, what's the lies about? That shit is weird.
Yeah.
That shit is extremely weird. And I feel like certain people just want you, they want you to see them in a certain light. And they do not want you to know about their other life. Yeah. They feel embarrassed or like anyway. And I'm just like, it gets weird. Yeah.
Because you know what it is? Weird. This is the reality. The reality is, okay, you might have came back to Philly or whatever, and you came across me. And it seemed perfect. Everything felt good. Right. Everything was, but you had other shit that you was dealing with. Yeah. That still was around lingering. Right. And that's what it really is. You done created a different life out here without closing the chapter, closing the door on what you had.
And you don't not claim your children. That's just not.
Yeah, you just don't claim your children.
That's a bad joint. That's not.
That's definitely a bad joint.
Like what?
So that was another experience of mine when it came to Gemini. And the crazy thing is, I haven't spoken to this man. Well, it's been like years. It's been 3 years or so. Probably even more than that since I even spoken to this man. I even reached out to a friend of his that I don't even know personally. I just know that that was his friend to just see if he was okay. Right. And the friend said he ain't even hear from him. He don't know what was going on. kid you not, a month ago, he was in my messages on Facebook.
That's crazy.
I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. They'll take your ass on a ride. Let me tell you something. Buckle up.
Definitely a ride.
When it comes to Geminis, buckle up.
Definitely.
Because, baby, it's going to be a bumpy fucking ride. Let me tell you something. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
And you might let it ride.
You might let it ride, you know, but it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be a little messy. It's going to be a little tea.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of tea. Like, you know what I mean? Because when Bull, like, he had, like, a couple kids, a couple baby moms. Every time I talked to him, he seemed like he had a new child involved, and, like, a new baby mom. And I was just like, you really be getting it pop, you know what I mean?
Right.
You be out here carrying on, you know what I mean? But, like, we'll still have this, like, image of, like, what we would be.
Right.
You feel me? And, like, well, if we would have dealt with each other kind of thing. And I'm just like, that's not reality.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? We
did.
We spun off and we did our own thing. But it was just like, and, you know, yeah. So, Geminis, they definitely going to take you on a ride.
Definitely.
All right. Like you said, like, you might like it. It's going to be interesting.
You might. It's definitely
going to be passionate as fuck. But, you know, just get ready.
Yeah.
Just get fucking ready. You got to be able to keep up with the asses, you know? Because you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's yeah. Mm-mm.
And as far as a friendship, one of my best friends is a Gemini. And, our story, we instantly connected to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I met her at work. I don't be liking people at work. They get on my nerves. Those are the snitches. You feel me? Like, I just usually never like people at work. It just be like, you're cool for work. Mm-hmm. But I would never hang outside of work with you. You know, and it'd be reasons for that shit. People just don't know how to keep it separate. And they be doing the fucking most. So she was like, instantly cool. Like, she met me and I was training her. And, like, when she met me, I was like, I wasn't even, like, in the best, I guess my best self that day. Like, I was irritated. I think I was arguing with, you know, one of our sisters. So I was just like in a bad mood. But I was still being nice to her and, you know, training her. And I was like, I just need a second. I'm like, she probably think I'm crazy. I was in there crying. Like, I was really going through it that day. She was just like, no, I understand. I have sisters. Yeah. And I'm like, this girl probably think I'm crazy and shit. Like, but she really didn't. There was no judgment.
Right.
Like, from that day, she was just cool as shit. Like, we had a lot of shit in common. We both had daughters. Like, it was just like, she was cool. It was just that instant connection. We got each other's joke. She peeped that motherfuckers wasn't shit that I peeped.
Okay.
Like, cause those people working at the job that was like, weirdos, and people like was eating that shit up, and she was like, no, like she knew who the nut ass people were, and I was just like, damn, you see me, because these people nobody peeped. I'm like, yo, she really sees me. Like, that's crazy. So we was friends from day one. Like, we was just cool as shit. We went out, had a good time, you know, and was friends over the years. We got into it one time that I recall. Because I had a different opinion and she had a different opinion. And like, we got into it and we like stopped talking for like a few months. And I was like, damn, you know, and we both stubborn. I'm Aquarius. She's a Gemini. So we both thought we were right when it came to that situation. And it just got to the point where like, I was like, damn, I miss my friend. Like, I really missed my friend. I was going through it. And she missed me too. And we just ended up somehow reaching out. I don't know if she reached out or I reached out. Either way, we reached out to each other. And, you know, we were like right back at it. Okay. And what I learned was, okay, it's okay to have agree to disagree. Yeah. Cause like, I'm gonna be opinionated about shit, and so was she, or whatever. It's okay to just be like, you know what?
It's really normal to disagree. It's normal, and that's what I want. I want people to understand it's okay to disagree. It is. You know what I mean? Unless like it's something that's super serious, and like it's somebody that you're in a relationship with. It's like, no, we kind of have to agree.
Certain things you gotta be on the same page. Yeah, I feel like.
But small things, it's like we're going to disagree. Like if you think that you're going to agree on everything, you're delusional.
Yeah, you're not. And that's the thing, like, we came to terms where, you know, we agree to disagree. There's a lot of shit that I don't agree and she don't agree with me, and it's cool. And we just leave it there. Or some stuff, we be on the same page. We like, yo, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Exactly. And that's normal. That's a relationship. But, like, every kind of relationship, it just takes work. It takes work. It takes communication. And I feel like that's what builds a good relationship. Like, it's your friendship, your personal relationship, whatever. Relationship with your kids, you got to communicate. And you can't always be right. That's something that I had to learn. You just cannot always be right. No matter how much you think you're right, and you probably are. But you can't always be right. It's like two different, I guess, perspectives. They might be right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not always right. I definitely learned that, and it's not important. Like when I was younger, it was just so important to be right. This shit is not important. It's not that important unless I'm at work. You're wrong. No, but it's not that important to be right.
Right.
That's the ego fucking talking. You know, and my ego was big as shit. So it's like you gotta, you know, you learn. But like other stuff about my friend, just like she's definitely typical Gemini, like life of the party. She gonna come in and she can talk and hold a conversation with damn near anybody.
Yeah.
You know, where I might be like on my chill, cause I don't really fuck with people like that.
Right.
You know, I have anxiety sometimes.
Right.
So, but she's gonna bring the party and make me comfortable, which is like, you know, she definitely makes me comfortable.
I definitely feel like that is a thing. I definitely feel like they can hold a conversation with anybody, but it depends on your energy as well. Yeah, I feel like too. Because if they don't want to fuck with you, they definitely don't talk to you.
And if they don't talk to you, something must be going on.
Yeah.
If they don't talk to you, because usually they'll, you know, have a conversation. They'll give people a chance. You know, more so than what I would. I'd be like, why are you talking to them? Like they'd be like, oh no, she's nice or whatever. So they like open-minded for the most part. But you know, they be Gemini, and sometimes you gotta let them know or leave them where they're at. Sometimes I feel like with Gemini, you gotta give them the space.
Absolutely.
You gotta give Gemini their space.
Absolutely.
Give them time to think shit over. Cause they might be like, they abruptly like, no. You know what I mean? They quick with making decisions sometimes. And they're like, no, you know. And then you let them think a little bit, come back around. Yeah. And they might be feeling better.
Yeah. So, I have another survival story. Okay. And with this one, it's an older guy. This was my most recent experience with dealing with a Gemini. And we had a little good thing going on for a little while. It was just, you know, brief, little fling, if you will. So this man was my friend on social media.
My foot on this. It's the hook strong as shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He was my friend on Facebook for a long time, and he would keep trying to talk to me. But I'm like, like, he's a good looking man. Don't get me wrong, he's a good looking man. But I just was like, I'm not taking him serious. That's just how it wasn't. He was an old
hoe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was an old hoe.
And
I was like, this man keeps saying something to me, but I just was like, I might say something back, but it'd be like real light, nothing serious. So one day, while COVID was still going on and we had to wear our masks and stuff like that, these guys come in my job every night or whatever.
Okay.
And when they come in, like, I know them. At this point, I know them because they come in there every night. So this particular night, a different nigga came in there.
You like?
And he got a mask on, but he's tall and chocolate.
So you was...
And I'm like...
Looking.
I'm like, who was that? Yeah. So, alright. He came up to the register, whatever. We didn't really say anything to each other. We was just looking, but... I still didn't know that it was him. Like, from Facebook, whatever. Until one day he came in and the mandate was lifted, like we didn't have to wear masks anymore. So he came in there and I was like, I know him. And she sure enough slid right in my messages like, that was you look good. I'm excited that I see you in person, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, one day he hit me up and he like, what you doing? Or whatever. Do you want to link up? Sure.
All right,
so we linked. So we had a little good thing going. Now, mind you, it was really just a link. It was nothing serious, very casual.
Okay.
And I never even gave this man my number.
Okay.
He literally was only contacting me through Messenger. That was the only way that he can contact me. My whole thing is, he started, I don't know if he thought that, you know, because I was younger than him, he was going to like turn me out and just have you like, head over heels or whatever, but it didn't go that way. And I actually think it went the other way around. Like he was sprung out.
Exactly.
And being as though that was the only way he can contact me, he sometimes would message me and I wouldn't see it because I'm not on Facebook every day. I'm not always on my Messenger, and I don't have notifications coming to my phone. I hate notifications. Like, I really do. I hate group messages. Like, we are a group message, but it's on Instagram. So it's like I have to get on my Instagram. I don't get those notifications. So that's how it is. So sometimes I wouldn't get his messages for a day or so, or whatever, or look at it. So one day he came in into the store and I spoke to him and he didn't even speak to me. Like, he looked at me like I was crazy. Oh, okay. And I was like, I started laughing because I was like, oh, what's up with him? Like, what's his whole thing? So it wasn't until, because at this time I was working 2 jobs. So I had got off that job, went to my other job, my morning job, and something told me to get on Messenger. I get on Messenger or whatever. He messaged me like a day ago. And I was like, oh, so this why you ain't speak to me or whatever. And he was just being real nasty in his messages towards me. And I was like, well, you know, if you wanted direct contact to me, that's all you had to say. It's like, I want your number. Like, I want to be able to contact you all the time, whenever I want to talk to you. Like, it's not that serious. That's all you had to say. But he was just being real nasty towards me or whatever. And I guess because I said that to him, I'm like you're a grown man. You should be able to communicate, you know, what you want. Use your words. And I think he was offended by that. And I was like, I wasn't saying anything wrong. But then after I said that, he started to disrespect me. Oh, no. Like disrespect me. And it was to the point where it's like, you can't come at me and say, oh yeah, I already got what I wanted, because it was a mutual thing. Right. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I want a relationship and like you just got the pussy and dash. Like, that's not what it was. Like, this was a mutual link. So you can't try to play me. You can't make me feel bad about it. Right. But on the other hand, you're too fucking old to be acting the way that you're acting. Like, for
and that's probably why you're old ass and single.
Yeah, and that's not attractive. And the reason why I started talking about this, well, this is kind of my last survival story with a Gemini. But what you said is true. Like, as far as, you know, sometimes they need to process. Because he really, I think, thought like he was right for saying the thing that he said to me. And what he don't understand is that I really don't ever have to talk to your ass again. Like, and it was crazy because I would see him every day.
And the cutoff game strong. Like,
it's definitely strong. It's what you don't understand. Like, literally, he would come in, I would act like I don't see him. Even have to ring him up and we would like and he would be sorry because I'm talking to everybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry, my bag just fell. But, yeah, it was a long time for him to, like, and I knew he was salty. He was hurt every time seeing me, and, like, didn't. So then, like, slowly but surely, he would start trying to do little stuff and say little stuff to me or whatever. But I still wasn't with it because I was like, first of all, you was being disrespectful, and I didn't get an apology. So we really don't have nothing to talk about at all. Eventually I did get my apology, but I definitely felt like he had to think about this and had to sit on it. And and
what really went on? What really went on?
Also, and I think I might have said this a little bit earlier about them not really knowing how to deal with their emotions sometimes. Like, so I feel like he didn't know how to really express himself. And I understand and I relate to that because that's something that I know that is a struggle for me. I've been really good, I feel like.
Yeah, with expressing yourself.
With expressing myself. So, but I understand it though, because I get it. It's hard really expressing your feelings sometimes. But at your big age, this is what you need to be doing. Like, for real. You have a temper tantrum.
Interest. A person that you're interested in. You can't say, listen, I was upset because I felt like you were ignoring me or whatever, but can I have your number? Because I feel like I never can get in contact with you when I would like to. Like, use your words. We're grown. Be a grown up, you know?
Definitely. And now it's like, you know what I mean? You messed up a real good thing. Because now.
Right.
But yeah. So that's my survival stories when it comes to Gemini. They really are a good time. And I can't lie and I can't deny that even with those 3 situations, I had a good experience.
You can't deny the vibes.
The vibes was definitely there, but you know.
But, yeah.
You know, when they start Geminiing, they Gemini hard.
And I feel like self-destruction is a theme sometimes for a Gemini. If you catch them in a certain like time of their life, sometimes self-destruction is a theme. Like because why would boy go steal from you? You had a good thing.
Right.
With somebody that you didn't even you shouldn't even have the privilege of knowing. Let's be very clear.
Child.
And you just messed it up.
Yeah. Best thing he ever had, ever.
It never will.
Never had.
Let me be
Whatever
very
you wanna
clear.
say,
And ever will. Best thing he even had an interaction with.
Yeah.
But that's just like, it's like, why self-sabotage?
Yeah.
Is that just because you, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing?
You know what? And this is something that I've learned. Like, when you're raised on love, and somebody is raised on, you know,
survival
mode. Yeah, it's different.
It is different.
It's different.
It is.
It's different, and you have to be careful because people will play a game with you.
Because my thing is, when you're sleeping, my thought is not to tap your pockets.
Yeah.
It's not to dig in your pockets or your pocketbook, or your socks and sneakers and try to find whatever you got.
Right.
Like, that's some survival mode shit. That's some like thievery shit. Like I don't. And
the person that I'm, you know, being intimate with, you know, spending so much time with, getting to know, you know, developing feelings for. Like, I shouldn't have to sleep with one eye open.
Oh my God.
Like, I shouldn't have to put my money tucked in my boob or keep it in my boob at night. Like, I shouldn't have to
sleeping with money under my wig cap. Like,
no,
why?
for real. Because at that point, that might be the move. Like, it shouldn't have to be there.
Right. That's crazy.
So, it was that one, honestly, he really take the cake, honestly, because that was a total violation.
Yeah, definitely was.
A total violation. And my whole thing is, I'm not even the type of person you have to steal anything from.
Right.
If you needed something, you could have just simply asked. And if I had it, and I feel like it wasn't out of control what you was asking for, all you had to do was ask.
And your fucking thought process was stupid as shit. Like, sir, it's only me and you and this bitch.
Exactly. You know what he said though? Because now that you know that I know that you stole my money, you want to talk about something I know was yours. But you knew it wasn't yours.
You knew it wasn't yours, and it's me and you.
It was only me and you.
You knew you ain't had no $50.
Yeah.
You knew it wasn't yours. You didn't have a $50 bill. You were like, hey babe, I found this on the floor or whatever. You ain't find it on the floor, you dug in my pocket. And that's what it was. Like, some people was just low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
definitely. But you live and you learn.
Yeah. You survived.
And I survived. Yeah, I definitely survived all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, for sure.
You know. Put up a fight. Be careful, man, with them Geminis,
Definitely be careful with them Geminis.
Be careful. Some of them. It depends on where they at in life, I feel like, too.
Yeah.
It definitely, because like I said, if they really fuck with you, they'll give you the world. If they fuck with you. They really will. Go to bed for you and everything. But it just depends on. Depends on the person. Depends on how they feel about you.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It depends on where they're at in their life as well. Mentally and shit. So. But yeah.
That's
That's my
survival stories because them Geminis be Gemini and
they be Gemini and they my air signs. I've always gotten along with them. You know, a little crazy, a lot of them. A little crazy. And I feel like that's why we be vibing sometimes. I be like, I see.
Child, they be doing the most sometimes. They do.
But that's a good time, man. They gonna have you laughing and shit. They funny as shit. Like so.
But yeah, definitely. Let us know your survival stories with dealing with a Gemini. Do you have one? Are you one?
Are you a Gemini?
Are you the toxic Gemini that we're speaking of? Let us know. What is your stories? Are you the problem?
Right.
Are you the problem? Are you the problematic Gemini? Let us know. So
share your story down below.
Definitely share your story down below. And if you want to be discreet, we also have our email. So you can email us at bigmamaenery@gmail.com. Okay. And let us know your survival story. And also let us know what you want to hear from us. What do you want to see from Big Mama Energy? Okay. We always want to put out new and good content for you guys. We just want to know what you want to see from us. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, as always, remember to like,
share,
comment,
and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.